Alright, so it says it's sending to YouTube. Takes a second. Alright, looks like YouTube's back up and running. Alright, so yeah, we're gonna be testing Demon Fish Dead Ahead here. This is a game I've been making for over a year now. Let's get the audio back on. Yeah, so it's made with GB Studio. It started as a 10-day game jam. Hold on. Why is it being so shitty? Let's restart that. Whoa. Oh, I bet it's my fucking browser. Yep. For some reason, Chrome is just like eating up all of my fucking resources. Anyways. We're gonna start a new expedition. Hey you, finally you're awake. I am the lord of this realm. Collect fish for strength. To overcome the imposters. Alright. So, I've made some adjustments to how the levels work, how the experience works, because I noticed that I had done something stupidly wrong, where it was duplicating, oh, and you can see I changed the color of that too. It was duplicating the current experience that the player had, and I thought that it was doing something else. So it was duplicating the current experience, so that means if you were like, you know, halfway to the next level up, then you would automatically get a level up. So like even if you killed like this enemy, which is like the easiest enemy, it would double your experience, which isn't what I wanted. I wanted a multiplier for the amount that the fish gave you, so that way it didn't only give you 4, it gave you 8, which I felt like was a little bit better balanced. So what I had to do is make a variable that was like the give XP variable, and then so when you're giving XP to the player, it gives it to that variable and then multiplies that variable and then adds that variable to the current XP. So yeah, no more are we getting insane level ups from simple guys. But I also made it so when you level up, it rolls over. And there is some weird edge case where you can level up twice. So I accounted for that as well. So it can happen, you can level up twice from one fish. It's pretty rare that it would happen, but it has something to do with the fact that when you're first starting the game, the first few fish, or the first few levels, you really don't need much. So I just killed a fish for 8 experience, and I also put a sound effect in there for leveling up. So I leveled up from killing the first fish, right? And I put a sound effect in for beating the level, or beating the battle. I kind of feel like it would be better if it happened the other way around, except that I can't do that because I made it so you can level up between fish. So like it has to do that first because you might still have another fish. But anyways, if we go to level, we can see that I still have 2 experience even though I just leveled up. Previously it was completely removing any like remaining experience that you have. So this is the second hardest fish. Kind of interesting that we're getting single battle fights against easy fish, but that's good. Sometimes it doesn't happen that way. It's the best way to start the game. I kind of wish there was a turbo mode So let's take a look at that and see if there is. It doesn't look like there is. It's alright. Yeah, so I was actually looking into a way you could make the dialogue just like go without having to hit the button, but it doesn't look like that's something you can do with GB Studio. You can make it so it puts the dialogue up in fast motion, but in order to get the next dialogue, you still have to press the button. Yeah. Cast was dodged. Gain 10 XP, level up. So yeah, if we check out our level again, we've got 5 XP. And we'll get another 10 for this. So we'll get 15 XP. I forgot what it said for how much is the next one. But we're at what, level 4? Or is it 3? Level 3. So I think it's 8 experience. So we'll have 1 away from leveling up twice. Bam. Oh, okay. Yeah, so yeah, I have 7 and it's 8 till the next one. So you can see if you were to kill a harder fish, then you could level up twice. But this is an easy fish. This is only 8, and it'll be 9 for the next level, so 8 will put us over for 1, but not for the next. But we should get 2 levels up after killing the second fish. We'll get our second level. So I feel like this is a little bit better balanced for the beginning of the game, where if you like wandered off, I mean, I guess if you wander off, you could still get into a battle that it's too hard for you. Or if you get bad RNG even at a earlier spot in the pond, it's still gonna be brutal. However, if you realize that you can kill a fish with 20 damage or 30 damage, or health, then you'll level up quickly, and you just gotta run away from the fish that are too strong at first. I mean, that's kind of how RPGs work. I mean, I guess most RPGs, like I think of like Final Fantasy 1, where like the area around the starting point was all imps, you know, and like you were pretty okay around the imps, but then there were battles where there was like 6 imps on the screen, and like that could be bad if you weren't like ready for that. So these ones give you 10, so I'll get 20. I don't know if I'll level up twice, but we'll definitely level up once. Oh, gas was dodged. So we've had like really good luck so far. We've only been fighting the 2 easiest fish in the game. I did move to an area where it's like nice and easy, but that's, you know, most of the areas near the starting point are pretty easy, and there is an indicator on the screen of how easy they are. Let's save just in case something crazy happens. And again, we got another easy fish. It's the RNG is pretty good, typically, so I'm not too worried about it. But yeah, sometimes it feels like it gives you hard fish all the time, and then sometimes it feels like it gives you easy fish all the time. But really, it's just random, you know. So we've just been lucky. Still leveling up from almost every fish here, but the next one's at 14, so let's see how much we have left over. We still have 8, so we'll still level up even if we fight an easy fish. But we're fighting a hard fish. I think we can get it too, because we have 71 health and it has 70. Of course, it just took 4, but that's okay. Also, there's only 1, so if we wanted to, we could start bracing to, like, make sure that we survive. I think we'd survive anyways, but... and, I mean, we didn't take damage there, but we're no longer braced, so it was like a stalemate move. Alright, back at it. Sorry, I just wanted to get the YouTube pulled up there. Another big eye. But yeah, mostly I want to test the balancing because I did double the amount of experience that every fish gives you, but that's because it was taking too long to get to the levels that you needed to get to. Like, to beat the first boss, you need to be at, like, almost level 50. I think I was at, like, level 49 or something, level 48. And it was still a close battle. I ended up having to use Brace. But Brace is actually really useful. You just gotta, like, kind of figure out how to use it. Right? If there's only one fish on the screen, then you can pretty much negate that damage using Brace. It just makes the battle take longer. So if you're fighting a boss, if you can kill the first 2 tentacles and Brace, then you'll probably be okay. Also, killing the tentacles gives you health if you level up. So if you go into the battle about to level up, that will help. It's like a strategy, right? But by the time you get to the final boss, I mean, I think it has like 550 health. So you need to be at like level 170 or something like that in order for it to be like easy. At level 160, it was still killing me. Granted, each level you get 7 extra levels for finding the locations. And if you use those later in the game, it actually makes the game go faster, right? Because the later levels, you need to kill more guys to level up to. So if you wanted to, you could wait until you're already at like level 40 and then get, or like 43, right? And then get those 7, and then you're at level 50 and you're like ready to beat the boss, right? But also, finding them quickly prevents you from having to do this, where you're just like grinding in the easy area where there's only easy fish. Because I'm not likely to die here. Like, even if I fought 2 big eyes, I think I would probably be okay. And that would be like the hardest battle that I could do in this fish zone. Another thing that I've been dealing with is that the game is now Game Boy Color only. I was having too much trouble trying to optimize the tiles for like regular Game Boy. And then I kind of leaned into it with the color. Granted, I'm not changing every like little thing or whatever. But yeah. I mean, technically, if I really wanted to go crazy, I could make it so each fish was, you know, a different palette. Which would be kind of cool, but also like a lot of work, and I don't think it's really necessary because the palettes that I've chosen look pretty cool. I don't know. It's something I'll continue to think about here. 32 damage for a crit, that's not too bad. I think we can start going to some of the harder areas. Fight 4 fish at once, possibly. Oof. 2 big eyes. This might kill me. And so, when you've got more fish on the screen, you're more likely to take crits, which makes bracing less effective. I mean, assuming that you have normal luck. If you've got really great luck, then it could be really effective. So it would make sense to kill the second one first. That way we can definitely absorb their experience. It's only going to take us 2 hits to kill it, assuming we don't miss. And then we're less likely to get critted, so if we need to, we can brace. Oh, I attacked the wrong fish. Oh no. That was a bad move. Taking lots of crits here. What you doing? This is Demon Fish Dead Ahead, a game that I've been making. I'm just testing it out. I did a whole lot of debugging recently, so I'm testing some of the new changes. What are you up to, Lot Lizard? You playing Helldivers? Yeah, I just recently purchased the Steam page for this, so I'm like getting really close to getting the demo up. Yup, LOL. Right on, cool. I hope you're having fun killing bugs and stuff. Nice, thanks. Yeah, you're welcome. Probably gonna crit me now. Oh, it didn't happen. I need to hit them with a crit. Of course they hit me with a crit. Oh wow, I'm about to die. Let's just run away. I gained an 8 experience from that fight. It's like the same fight, just different order. At least we know we can take care of the beard fish. Six more experience for a nice level. Yeah, I'm just gonna run. This is a little bit more doable. Leveled up. So I think this boss has 250 health. And then the tentacles have 150 each. So it's a good idea to have at least 250 going into that battle. What level are we at? Level 14. Yeah, we're still pretty far away. Granted, we can gain 7 levels just from finding the locations. The longer we wait to do that, the quicker we can beat the guy. Got stagfish. Another level up. Looks like there's an ad starting soon. Sorry for that. $35 damage, hell yeah. Just realized I never ended the collaboration. That was bothering me. I don't know why it didn't go away. Well, if we want the experience, we're gonna have to brace. Like he takes about 6 damage on a normal attack. Brace a couple times, we should be able to withstand a crit. There's that crit. But we took no damage. Because we were braced. So yeah, when there's only one on the screen, bracing is really OP. But yeah, a crit makes it go away, so it can be a waste of time. But generally speaking, it's a pretty good strat. There we go, crit. 35, he's nearly dead. Took him out with only 16 health. And we're at level 30, or wait. Level 15, was it? 16. Go ahead and save the game. The Froggy. This is the hardest fish before the tentacles and the boss on this level. But there's only one of them, so we should be fine. And we just critted them. So 31 damage, it's a nice little start. Alright. Another stagfish. Floppy in there. This is a little bit tougher of a battle. Oh, that was a bad dodge. Maybe we should go after the floppy first. It looks like that square is off, doesn't it? See how it changes colors wrong there? I'm gonna write that down. This is the kind of things that I've been fixing. World 1, Fight 3, Position 1. I'll just write the fish's name, Floppy. Although I actually got it here, or no. So that would be fish 5. And then bottom left tile is wrong. Yeah, it's weird because there's like a different permutation for every position of every fish for every battle. So I have to know which battle it is, what position it is, and which fish it is, and then write down which tile it is, and then take a look at it and be like, oh yeah, I see the issue. Because mostly I've just made mistakes because I was doing so many copy-paste over and over again. If you were here for the streams, or if you've checked the VODs, it's like hours and hours of me doing the same thing. So you're bound to make a mistake. There's no good way of like checking that stuff in GD Studio, unfortunately. If we level up, we'll be good. There we go, we leveled up. Queen Veronica, hey, welcome in, how you doing? I'm testing Demon Fish Dead Ahead, my Game Boy JRPG that I've been working on. The Steam page is nearly done. I purchased it. The demo is nearly done. Actually, to be honest, the game is nearly done, but it needs a lot of testing. And I don't have any wish lists yet because I haven't even put the Steam page up. I just bought the Steam page. So I'm still working on the trailer and the screenshots and that kind of stuff. So I'm thinking I'll give myself about a year to gather wish lists and to test while I work on other projects before I actually launch the game. But it's pretty much done at this point, which is nice. But yeah, there's no point in trying to release it when the game doesn't have any wish lists. You gotta do, you know, marketing campaigns and that kind of stuff throughout the year. And since I was working on Pyrotoad all last year, I really didn't spend much time marketing this game. Excuse me. But that's the plan for this year. Market this, test it. I'm doing well. That's awesome. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm excited for it. Like, this game started as a game jam game back last year. Well, 2 years ago now. In November of 2024. I think. It might have been October. Yeah, maybe it was October. The spooky was the theme. There's that tile that's off again. This is like the same battle that was before. But yeah, I'm excited. I've got some things lined up for marketing and stuff like that. As far as like content and stuff to make for YouTube and TikTok and all that. And also I'm gonna start streaming retro Spaceball development more. I'm planning to purchase a computer hopefully this week. Kind of nervous about it. I've never built a PC before, but I'm sure I'll be able to figure it out. But yeah, I'm gonna spend quite a bit of money, but I'm worried if I don't spend the money now, it's just gonna get more expensive because I was looking at computers like a few months ago, and like I had a price, and I was gonna get 64 gigabytes of RAM to try to like future-proof it, you know? And I wish that I did, because now 32 gigs of RAM is like the same price as 64, so... And it doesn't seem like that's gonna stabilize anytime soon, so I might as well bite the bullet, get what I need. Because this computer that I'm using is barely hanging on. From 2019, 1660 Ti, it's just... It can't do any next-gen stuff whatsoever. Like, even when it comes to like streaming like indie games and stuff, it has a rough time. If I'm using OBS and like mix it up and all that stuff. Sarzik and I just got new computers. Oh, cool. Did you get them before the RAM increase, the price hikes on the RAM? I think so, yeah, right on, cool. Yeah, it pretty much doubled in price at the beginning of this month, apparently. You got yours before Christmas, okay, yeah, you just made it. And GPUs aren't cheap either, like... I guess, like the, what was I looking at? The 5090s were, there was one that was just like outrageous, like it was like $8,000 or something like that. It's probably some type of scam or something. But yeah, people are spending like $3,000 on fucking 5090s. The 5080s are like $2,000 or $3,000, you know, depending on which one. There's probably a couple that were like 15, but I don't know. I think I'm gonna get an AMD. I was talking to one of my my mods about it. He's a big computer guy. Yeah, I think I'm gonna get a new monitor. Because the monitors that I have are old and kind of shitty. Like the one buzzes, like my biggest one, it buzzes for like the first 5 minutes of it being on, and then it stops, which is nice. But yeah, it was a hand-me-down kind of thing. It was like a, oh, I'm about to die. Let's not attack. Let's brace just in case. If I level up, I'll be okay. Do it, level up. 22 XP. Oh, we leveled up. Nice. So yeah, I've recently changed a few things with the balancing of this game. So that's kind of what I'm testing now. It seems better. Like the start of the game feels smoother. And also the challenge seems to be increasing as the game goes on, which is kind of what you want in an RPG, right? Because you're stronger, but you also understand the mechanics better. And so for the fish to get stronger makes sense. But in this game, it's kind of a grind fest. You're just basically grinding. And I try to like streamline that as much as possible for people who actually like grinding, rather than like having to save up gold to buy something that makes it so you just take a little bit less damage and then saving up gold. Like I've streamlined a lot of things. There's no gold, there's no shops, there's no weapons, there's no like weaknesses, there's no poison. There's just XP, and that XP directly relates to how much life you have, how much damage you do, and how well you can defend. And you can just attack, defend, and run away. And running away is instant. As soon as you hit the run button, you run. But the only way to heal is to use the save points, and there's 4 save points located in different spots of each world. So the idea is that you kind of want to like stick around the save points, but if you explore out and find these locations, those locations will give you a free level up, and you have to go through some of the harder fish zones to get to those locations. I just got your message, Queen Baraka. Thanks for sending that. I'll definitely come up with something after I'm done streaming. But yeah, thanks for dropping that. Appreciate it. You're welcome. Nice. I should probably save. But yeah, so I was inspired by Final Fantasy 1, but also like I feel like I was trying to fix Final Fantasy 1's mechanics, because like it was so grindy, but it was like not in a good way. Like I felt like I had to just like sit there and grind and kill ogres to get money, and I was at this like not even middle of the game, I was like first quarter of the game slump, where like all of a sudden things get really hard and like you have to just build up your characters, and I don't know, it felt good up until that point. And then you get to that point, you're like, well, I need the silver armor or whatever. And this was the NES version, so like, I guess when they updated the game, they like fixed all of the prices and stuff, because they recognized that the game was, you know, pretty flawed as far as the balance of the grind. So yeah, I wanted to make something that you could just like sit there and grind and feel good about it while you do it. Because I don't think that's what ruined Final Fantasy 1. It wasn't that it was, you know, all about grinding. It was that the way they did it was boring. So I feel like I fixed some of those issues. Granted, it's a much smaller game. It's you know, for Game Boy. Fitting 4 enemies on the screen was hard enough. I don't feel like I needed to fit any more. Also, the UI didn't really allow for it. I mean, I guess technically I could have made things like, you know, taller to fit more in there and stuff, but yeah, it just would have been nuts for me to program. It was a pretty big technical challenge to get 4 enemies on the screen. Just the permutations of it was like insane, so I couldn't imagine adding even just one more slot. But yeah, doing something like 6 or 8 would have been insane. And then you look at like Final Fantasy Legend, or the, you know, Saga series as it's known now. They had one character on the screen that would represent multiple enemies. So like if there was enemies of the same type, they would just show one, but then it would say like ×3 or something like that. And I didn't want to do that. I really didn't like Final Fantasy Legend. Like, I liked it because what I had when I was a kid, but Final Fantasy Legend 2 was much better, like a lot better, but it still had some flaws, you know? And part of it was that they had these big enemies, but they didn't have them all on the screen, and I felt like I would have rather had smaller enemies with them actually on the screen to look at. Yeah. So I definitely took inspiration from Final Fantasy Legend 2 as well as Final Fantasy 1. But also, I kind of liked Mystic Quest, and I know that's kind of like a strange take. I think a lot of people didn't like it because it was too easy. But I was really young. I was in like 1st grade when I started playing Mystic Quest, maybe 2nd grade. And it's not like it was tough for me, but I enjoyed it. I enjoyed like exploring the worlds, and the dungeons, and the different items to like for the player gating and stuff like that. I mean, it wasn't like super challenging or anything like that, but I felt good doing it. I liked playing it. I liked the enemies. One of the coolest things I liked about it was that the enemies changed when you attacked them. That's just like too much work for something like this, unfortunately. I thought about trying to do something like that. It's just like, yeah, that's just too much work. I don't know. If I was gonna do a sequel to this game, that's something that I would think about doing. I would do dungeons. I would do maybe some type of player gating, and at least changing the bosses when they get hurt, like kind of thing, like more than just cutting off their tentacles. You like it? What I don't like is the reasoning behind Mystic Quest. As far as them like trying to make a beginner RPG. So from what I understand, Mystic Quest could have come out on the Game Boy, but then they made it for the Super Nintendo, and then they added more to it that would have been hard to do on the Game Boy. I could be wrong, but that's the vibe I got from it. Yeah, but I'm not sure exactly what you mean by the reasoning behind Mystic Quest, unless you mean that it was like a beginner RPG. Because a lot of what you hear, or at least what I've heard, you know, in like gaming history videos and stuff like that, is that they wanted to sell more RPGs in the West, and they thought that a lot of players weren't understanding of how the mechanics work, so they wanted to kind of train players to play RPGs, so that way they could play the same games that they were playing in Japan without any training. But yeah, I really don't know all that much about it. I was really young during that era, but I know that RPGs were a thing on computer. It's just computers weren't very popular yet, at least for people my age. But I remember the first time I saw Final Fantasy, I was at a friend's house, and his older brother was playing it, and I was just blown away. I love the art, like the enemies, and it just looks so like, I know this sounds weird, but it looked so like just artful and awesome. Like, I felt like I was in the battle scene. Like, I know it's funny to say, because it was just like a strip of like color and like vague like trees or something in the background, kind of like what I've got here, where there's just this vague strip. But it just felt so like I was there, you know, like even though it was just like a black background. And I just really liked I almost said aliens, the enemies and the colors. It was just all around really interesting for me to watch, but I had no idea like the gameplay or how difficult it was. So when we finally, I convinced my dad and my brother to buy it, even though it was like $90 or something like that, at Toys R Us, and we couldn't figure it out. My dad wasn't interested in playing it at all. He had no interest in playing that one. He was playing Zelda 2, but he had no interest in Final Fantasy, and even my older brother couldn't figure it out. We got to Garland, and we got our asses kicked. We couldn't figure out how to beat Garland. There was heavy Americans are too stupid to understand RPGs. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that is a lot of what I've heard about that. But, you know, I think it wasn't so much about Americans being too stupid to understand RPGs. It was that American children weren't smart enough to figure it out. And I really think that's what it was. I think they wanted to expand their market to children. And Mystic Quest did that, right? I mean, I remember looking at the box art even and thinking like, this looks cool as a kid, because it was almost cartoonish. Like, it was like a knight in, like, you know, shiny armor with a sword, and he's just like pointing it at the sky, you know, and like I don't know, it had a very cartoonish quality to it. But the music, man, the music stuck with me. Like, I still listen to the music all the time. Like, I've thought about replaying the game just as like a relaxing, like, chill. But the music was so good. Boy, I like it. All those things are true. Yeah. Yeah, I like it too. But mostly the music, right? The music just like pierced me. It was everything that I wanted at the time. Like the guitars and like even like the chill, like the town music. But then you go to that lava area and the music is all like dun 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 instead of being like dun 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 dun. You know, they just like used the same song, but they switched up the vibes so much that it's like I can vibe to that today. Like, that should be like a thing, taking town music, slow town music, and turning it into like fucking funky disco shit. For what it was, it did have a really good soundtrack. Oh my gosh, amazing soundtrack. Well, there is an ad starting soon. Sorry, I can snooze that. If I snoozed it in time, it appears I did. Yeah, honestly, like, don't get me wrong, I love Final Fantasy 2 or Final Fantasy 4's soundtrack. You have Prime? Okay, cool. So yeah, like Final Fantasy 4's soundtrack is fucking amazing. I fucking love it. However, it's very Final Fantasy, you know? It's very like emotional, and Final Fantasy Mystic Quest was fucking rocking. Like, you hear like the dive bomb. It was like they're playing guitar, you know? Like, I don't know what band it sounds like, but it sounds like a band, you know? And like, I was really into like AC/DC and stuff as a kid. Like, I liked some weird rock that my parents kind of handed me down. You know, Blue Oyster Cult, the Scorpions, Aerosmith even. Like, I don't really care for Aerosmith anymore, but when I was a kid, I thought Aerosmith was awesome. Van Halen, I liked Van Halen. But yeah, like, my dad kind of showed me what he liked. And, you know, it wasn't all hair metal. Some Faith No More in there also. But, you know, my dad also showed me Pink Floyd and Rush. And, yeah, Pink Floyd and Rush were huge, like, in my life. Like, still to this day, I love listening to Rush. One of my favorite albums is Power Windows, which is kind of a hot take. Like, people generally don't like that one because it had so much synth and not as much guitar. But I would argue that what Alex Lifeson does on the guitar is phenomenal because it lends itself to the background in a way that really brings out those synths and just makes it like all around good music. Like, it doesn't have to be, you know, caressing the steel and like guitar solos and like trying to wow people. You know, Alex Lifeson was a phenomenal guitarist. He played lead and rhythm, as well as like what I would consider like synth guitar these days, where he was using effects in ways that other people either hadn't figured out yet or like wouldn't even ever learn how to do. And that to me is really cool. Like, I was listening to an isolated guitar track from Power Windows, and again, like people who really like Alex Lifeson and Rush would be like, why would you want to hear that? That's like his worst stuff. Listen to his guitar solos and this and that. It's like, if you can appreciate the nuance of what he's doing there, it's fucking phenomenal. It's genius. And it doesn't have to be face melting to be genius. Like, I don't know. Like, don't get me wrong, I love Buckethead, and like there is like a time and a place for like guitar virtuosos, but that is not what makes a guitarist a good guitarist. What makes any musician a good musician is how well they can listen, right? Especially if you're playing in a band, right? I mean, obviously if you're solo like Buckethead, it's more about composition and understanding what the listener hears. But in order to do that, you have to be a good listener. But yeah, when you're playing in a three-piece, it's all about listening, you know, and knowing what to do to complement everything else. I could go on about Rush. Rush is just phenomenal. They're actually playing not far from me. Every time tickets go on sale, I'm like, fuck, I wish I had like $200 or more or whatever they're asking to drop and just like go see Rush once finally. But I don't think I'll ever be able to afford Rush. They're just like one of those bands. Like, I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't have spent so much money seeing Tool back in the day. I'm at 46. I need 52 for level 25. We're getting pretty far here. So this is one of the locations. If I pick it up, it'll give me another level up. But if I save it for later, then I can level up faster overall, right? Because the later levels take longer to level them up. You got to see The Offspring 2 years ago. Awesome. You know, I lucked out. I saw The Offspring back in 1999, right before Americana came out. In fact, they were playing Americana songs, and there was a plane with like because this was like a big festival. There was a plane with one of those banners behind it that said like Offspring Americana coming soon or something like that. And it was a wicked show. So they were opening for the Chili Peppers, which also Scar Tissue was just about to come out. So they played Scar Tissue before it was even out. And and Californication songs before they were even released. So anyways, Offspring is playing, and someone like started throwing trash at the stage, right? And they were like, oh yeah, bring it on. And by the end of it, the stage was just full of trash. Like every piece of litter that was in the fucking audience was getting mopped off the stage by the backstage people. And Offspring was just loving it. It was pandemonium in the stand, like in the seats though, because like shit was flying. Like my brother had he gotten hit by a can of mug root beer that was filled with mud. They had filled this root beer can up with mud and then hucked it, and it hit him right in the leg. I don't know how it got him in the leg, but he's lucky he didn't get hit in the head with it, you know? Well, this is a tough battle. I think we should go for 4 first, because we could probably take it in one shot, maybe, or 2 shots. But yeah, the afterwards, after they, because that was like the end of their set, was like throwing trash. They might have even ended early because of it, which is kind of bogus looking back. But the audience was having a good time. However, the stagehands were like not happy. And at one point, someone got on the mic and was like, "If you keep throwing trash, the Chili Peppers cannot play." And eventually, people chilled out and stopped throwing trash. And then the Chili Peppers came. And I'm sure that stage was fucking sticky. But yeah, it was a really cool little festival. Who else was there? Local H was there. Orgy was there. Lit was there. The Cottonmouth Kings were there. Blondie was there. Silverchair was there. They were like fucking 16, 17 years old. Two Skinny Jays, which I don't even remember what song they did. That's an awesome line. Yeah, it was called Jamboree 1999. I could probably look up the full lineup here. Sorry for the audio. Oh, yeah, I'm just gonna pause this audio because it's gonna glitch. So yeah, Two Skinny Jays, Blink 182. That was the first time I learned about Blink 182. Also, that was right before Enema of the State came out. Blondie, Hole, Cottonmouth Kings, Lit, Local H, Orgy, Puya. I forgot about them. Silverchair, The Flies. I don't even remember that. I feel like they did that song "Got You Where I Want You," right? The Offspring and Red Hot Chili Peppers. Yeah, it was pretty dope. Obviously, Two Skinny Jays, Cottonmouth Kings, and Puya were not as big as the rest. But yeah, let's take a look at some of these. This is supposed to be set list, right? Oh, set list incomplete. Apparently it doesn't have the set list. It says family reunion. This one does. Yeah, I remember Hole. Oh, you went to Ozfest 2000? I think I went to Ozfest 2002. That was the one with what, Cradle of Filth, right? And it, was it Black Sabbath or was it Ozzy that year? I went to two of them. I think I went to 2000 and 2002. And Manson was really good in 2000, and in 2002 it was terrible. I was like, wow, not good. And maybe, you know, it could have been 2003. Let's see what the Offspring played. Oh, they only had 3 songs on their set list. This site kind of sucks, huh? But yeah, they played Scar Tissue. Local H is really cool. They're actually from Zion, Illinois, which I would. This is, you know, from an Illinois concert. I grew up in Illinois. I was a big fan of Local H. The Cottonmouth Kings was weird. I had never heard of them before. I didn't know who they were. Skinny Jays. No one even tried. Orgy was amazing. I was a huge Orgy fan already. Orgy was only out for like a year at that point. And well, as far as like MTV and shit. So yeah. Pretty cool concert though. Let's see, Ozfest 2002. You know what? I don't think I went to this one. I would have remembered Meshuggah and System of a Down. Yeah, I missed that one. I think I went to 2003. Yeah, I went to 2003. Korn, Manson, Chevelle, Disturbed, Killswitch Engage, Chimera, Shadows Fall, Moto Grader. I remember that. Mostly I remember Cradle of Filth because I was on mushrooms and that was intense. Very, very cool show to watch on mushrooms. My brother got heat exhaustion. That was crazy. You're glad you got to see him perform at least once. Is that Manson? So yeah, I really liked Manson in the 2001. That's 1999. You know what? Maybe I didn't go to 2000. Maybe it was 2001. Yep. Because Slipknot was there. Slipknot was awesome at this one, by the way, because they were still fresh. They were still new. Wait, no, I didn't go to this one because Tool, I didn't see Tool. Was it 99 that I went? No, because I didn't see System of a Down. And I didn't see Tool at 98. Oh, I'm looking at United Kingdom. That's why I was at. Yeah, it was 2001. Crazy Town got booed off the fucking stage. They literally got booed off the stage. Mudvayne. Yeah, I remember Linkin Park, Papa Roach, Disturbed, Crazy Town, Slipknot, Marilyn Manson, Black Sabbath. Yeah, I remember Drowning Pool. American Head Charge. But yeah. Anyways. No, Ozzy. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I was lucky enough where I got to see Ozzy and Black Sabbath, which is pretty cool. But yeah, I definitely prefer Black Sabbath over Ozzy Osbourne. Definitely a better show. And I think Zach Wilde played with Ozzy. You never saw Manson. Both those bands you'd love to see. My friend told me that, so they got booed in at least 2 locations. Oh yeah, Crazy Town. Dude, Crazy Town was kind of an anomaly, right? Because that song was actually like a rendition of a Chili Peppers song, right? Drowning Pool was Asmo. I don't know what you mean by Asmo, but it was interesting. Let the body hit the floor. Let the bodies hit the floor. Oh, awesome. I thought it was kind of funny. I remember I was in, I think I was in rehab when that song was popular. And I remember hearing, like, what the hell is going on in the outside world? I was only in rehab for like a month, and it seemed like so much had changed in music. I was really into Mudvayne though. Honestly, I don't remember any other Drowning Pool songs besides Let the Bodies Hit the Floor. I think after I saw them, the lead singer OD'd. Yeah, that's right. I feel like I remember hearing about that. Also, like, what, Godsmack? I loved Godsmack's first album. I thought it was so good. And then, like, the second one, I was like, one's not as good. And then after that, it was just like, what's going on with Godsmack? Like, but again, they were kind of, like, they were basically like stealing the vibe from Alice in Chains and making it a little bit more heavier, right? Like, even their logo was an Alice in Chains logo, basically. They just took out the AIC in the middle. The song, it's the title of their band itself was an Alice in Chains song. It's almost like they were like a Alice in Chains tribute band that decided to make their own music. But also, like, looking back, like, as a teenager, it was awesome. Never misunderstand me. And now, like, looking back, it's like, what the fuck was that guy singing about? Keep away from me. Like, is he, like, remembering what it was like to be a teenager? I mean, like, he had to have been, right? I don't know. It's easy to make fun of people like that. You like Voodoo? I honestly, I haven't listened to that album in so long, but I definitely listened to it a lot when I owned it, right? I definitely enjoyed it. And then I kind of grew out of it, I think. Where other bands like Mudvayne, I could still really get down with Mudvayne. Even their third album was really good. I don't know anything after that. I kind of stopped listening to metal. When I was in college, I started getting into like hippie music, jam band stuff. And then I got really into electronica. Started DJing, started making and producing electronica. And also, I like got into making punk music around that same time too, right? Because when I was like in like junior high, I really liked punk music, and not like pop punk, but like the precursor to pop punk. Like, don't get me wrong, I got really into Blink-182 after I saw them in 1999, but I really liked their earlier stuff, which again, it was still kind of pop punk, but not nearly as bad as like the stuff that came out after 1999, right? Like, Enemy of the State was definitely pop punk, right? But pop punk wasn't really a defined genre yet. He used to be in a paranormal group that was run by a girl who was dating the brother of one of the people in Primus. Oh wow, interesting. Yeah, I got really into Primus in high school. And that was part of what like got me into the hippie scene. Like, don't get me wrong, I was like a metalhead who also liked Primus and Buckethead, and like I liked weird, funny stoner music also, you know, but I also listened to a lot of metal. So around that same time when I started going to like music festivals and stuff, Les Claypool started doing a lot of the solo stuff, right? I saw Oysterhead. How fucking cool is that? Like, they didn't really play a whole lot, but I got to catch them at Bonnaroo 05, I want to say. Maybe it was 06. I think it was 05. And then I saw the Fearless Flying Frog Brigade. I saw Primus at least 3-4 times. I saw Buckethead at least 3 or 4 times. Up until middle school, I used to listen to rap a lot. Interesting. Yeah, when I was in middle school, I listened to a little bit of rap. Like, I had a Notorious B.I.G. album.
I live to see you eat that contract. But I hope you leave enough room for my fist, because I'm going to ram it into your stomach and break your goddamn spine! Ah!
Thanks a lot, Lizard. But yeah, I like, when I was in junior high, there was a skating rink that my brother and my stepbrothers and I all went to every weekend. It was like every Saturday. Well, I guess it was every other weekend, because I was my dad had like partial custody, right? So anytime I was at my dad's house on a Saturday, I would hit up the skating rink, and they had like the dance music, you know. B96 was the radio station. It's Chicago dance music station, and it had a lot of R&B and hip-hop on it. So I definitely listened to a little bit of that, but mostly it was mostly dance-oriented hip-hop stuff. They call me hot step, that kind of shit. But yeah, I kind of got more into rock around. I don't know. I was really into rock at that same time. Like, I remember getting, and punk music, right? I was listening to a lot of different music at that same time. So I never really went hard into rap. Eventually, after college, as the hip hop, or as the techno, like the dubstep stuff started to get weird, that's when I started to get into experimental hip hop. Because I was a DJ, right? So I was really into scratching and that kind of stuff. How you got into rock is a wild story. I'm down to hear it. I got really into the Smashing Pumpkins when I was young. My brother had the Lost Highway soundtrack when I was in like 3rd or 4th grade, and that changed my world. Like, I still listen to that shit. Smashing Pumpkins had that song I on there. Marilyn Manson had a couple songs on there. You know the game Revolution X? Yeah, the Aerosmith one. I actually just watched a documentary about like Midway and their arcade games on YouTube, and they were talking like they talked a lot about Revolution X. It's funny because I thought it was such a bad game, but I loved like Mortal Kombat and Terminator 2. And then my mom got really into Revolution X because she was a huge Aerosmith fan. Tarzak just played it on SNES. I didn't know there was a SNES version of Revolution X. I thought it was only arcade. That's interesting. Did it use the Super Scope? Dude, I had a Super Scope. No. Cause that was like a gun game. A shooting game. That was the odd thing. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, there was a Terminator 2 game that didn't use a gun also. I guess they probably thought they'd get more people to buy it if you didn't need a peripheral, right? What level are we at? Level 30. Probably a good idea to get 10 more levels before I start getting all the locations. But yeah, I mean, my dad got me into rock music when I was really young. I remember being like 5 years old and just being obsessed with Godzilla from Blue Oyster Cult. Oh no, they say he's got to go Godzilla. I loved that song as a kid. But at the same time, my dad liked a lot of like variety. Like my parents were like still pretty young in the 80s. I mean, not like super young or anything, but they were in their like what, mid-20s in the 80s. So they were listening to the Pretty in Pink soundtrack was like a staple of my childhood. I loved it. My dad loved it. My mom loved it. My brother loved it. We would fucking sit there and sing along to the entire soundtrack of Pretty in Pink on like any road trip, even until recently. Like the last time I went on a road trip with my mom, I put in Pretty in Pink, and she got all excited about it, you know. Also, I had a New Order CD in like 4th grade. Like the first time I bought CDs on my own, like through a like BMG or whatever, the music catalog thing. I got like such a variety. I got 2 Flaming Lips albums because I loved She Don't Use Jelly, and I didn't know which album it was on. We didn't have the internet or anything like that, so I couldn't just like check to see what was which one had that album. So the local arcade had contests. Get 3 million points and you win a copy of Get a Grip, a Revolution X t-shirt that I might still have, and get entered into a drawing for tickets. I didn't win the tickets. I played the hell out of that CD. That's how I got into rock. Oh wow, that's so cool. You know what? I had Get a Grip also. That was one of the ones that I got through BMG. It wasn't like my first one, but I had at least 2 or 3 or 4 orders from BMG, and I had Get a Grip, and also you know, maybe my mom had Get a Grip and I just borrowed it all the time. But it was definitely my favorite Aerosmith album. And then I bought Big Ones. I remember that, but I thought it was like a new Aerosmith album, but it was just a greatest hits. I was young. But yeah, Notorious B.I.G., 2 Flaming Lips albums, New Order, which was also like a greatest hits album. Trying to remember what else. I was really into the Batman Forever soundtrack, but my brother bought that one. Which also had a Flaming Lips song on it. Real McCoy. I was really into Real McCoy. I don't know if you remember Real McCoy. They did that song, Another Night, Another Dream, but always you. It's like a vision of love, seems to be true. They were like this Euro dance stuff. But again, it was skating rink music. You think you still have the CD? That's awesome that you still have it. And the t-shirt too. Loud Lizard knows it. Yeah. Just another night, that's all that it takes. Yeah, I like them. And Hadaway. I'm sure I know Hadaway, but I didn't know it when I was a kid. It was probably playing at the skating rink. And honestly, I don't really know. Like, I know that I've heard of that, but I don't know the song. I'd have to, like, look it up. I'm sure I've heard it, though. Yeah. I don't know, it was weird. I was at this stage in my life where I wanted to be edgy and cool, but I also still liked some of the dance music and like the pop music and stuff. And then I had a friend who was really into Everclear, and he got me into Everclear right around the time that Everclear started becoming like soccer mom music. And it was like this weird thing where it was like they were so good, and then So Much for the Afterglow came out, and it was like, oh, this is good too. And then my mom started listening to it. I was like, maybe it's not that good. But I still really like their first two albums. I think World of Noise was their first one, and then Sparkle and Fade was the second one. And like, I don't know, maybe it's like a nostalgia thing, but it's hard for me to listen to So Much for the Afterglow now. What is love? Okay, yeah, I know that one. Baby, don't hurt me no more. Yeah, that was definitely at the fucking skating rink. I didn't own it, but, you know, definitely into it. No, I didn't write the fish count on that bug. Sorry. Every time I click off, the audio does something weird. Yeah. Oh, there's another ad. I got really into Alice in Chains around like, I don't even know, 2nd grade, 3rd grade. I got really into Alice in Chains, Metallica. I don't even really like Metallica anymore, but when I was a kid, I fucking loved it. I kind of feel like the Black Album in particular was written for children, and like I fell into that, and I just thought they were so good. And then I heard Load, and I was like, oh man, they're not good. And then Reload, like, I liked Reload, but I also kind of made fun of it. Give me fuel, give me fire, give me that what I desire. Ooh. You know, like, I don't know. And that's about the same time, well, like, my stepbrother had Reload, and I heard Mr. Bungle for the first time, and my fucking brain exploded. And I'm a huge Mr. Bungle fan. And I was a big Faith No More fan, but I didn't like know. So what happened was I was smoking a lot of weed in like junior high, and in high school, freshman year, I was like making friends with the seniors, right? And the seniors had cars, and they always had weed. And this one girl, Amy, she had, for some reason, she would hang out with the freshmen and smoke weed with us. And she had this tape that had Goodbye Sober Day on it, and she didn't know who the band was. She didn't know who Mr. Bungle was. Load is where they changed it up a bit. I didn't really like Load. Like, where's your crown, king? Nothing. Like, I don't know. I liked Ride the Lightning and Master of Puppets and Justice for All, Kill 'Em All. And at the time, I really liked the Black Album too. But like now, as an adult listening to the Black Album, it just feels so like beginner metal kind of stuff. It's like what we were saying about Mystic Quest being like an introductory RPG. The Black Album was like introductory metal. I mean, it had like a kid singing "Now I Lay Me Down to Sleep," you know, with James Hetfield, like almost like a duet, and it's just like, it just seems like it's written for kids now. And then hush little baby, don't say a word, and never mind that noise you heard. It just feels like a lullaby, like a rhyming, like the rhyming is just so like, I don't know. And we're off to Never Never Land. Like, that sounds like it's written for kids. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, here's some things that kids relate to. I don't know. But yeah, Alice in Chains, on the other hand, they were not writing music for kids. So the reason why I like Metallica and Alice in Chains and AC/DC is because of Beavis and Butthead. I was a huge Beavis and Butthead fan. You know, a lot of the early songs were written by Dave Mustaine from Megadeth. Yeah, exactly. I was a fan of Megadeth too, you know? Whenever I would go to the library, like, we would, you know, borrow CDs from the library. It would be like all the Metallica, all the Megadeth, you know, anything that was in Beavis and Butthead I was listening to. But I didn't have MTV, so I couldn't actually like watch Beavis and Butthead unless I was at like a friend's house or something. Anthrax, I never really got into Anthrax, to be honest. Never got into Anthrax. In fact, I couldn't tell you a single Anthrax song. But it's funny, I really liked Alice in Chains, but I thought they were metal. I didn't realize they were grunge. Also, I was really into Nirvana. Like, from the moment that I heard Nevermind, I was just completely hooked. And my dad liked Nirvana too, so he had Nevermind, Incesticide, and In Utero. And by the time I was in 6th grade, I had Bleach. Iron Maiden, yeah. Also, Iron Maiden, I never really got into. Like, I know the songs, and like I've definitely heard a whole bunch of Iron Maiden, but it's not a band that I like enjoy that much today. Same with like Slayer. I never really got into Slayer. I don't listen to Slayer now. Judas Priest, yep, same thing. I just never really got into Judas Priest. And honestly, I would probably get Iron Maiden and Judas Priest songs mixed up if I was like to be quizzed. Because to me, they're kind of very similar. Like the really high-pitched metal vocals, like I think Dio was the first to do that, right? Kind of thing. And everyone else was kind of like following suit almost, or like they had their own little spin on it. I don't know. But Faith No More, I fucking loved Faith No More. I feel like they, as far as hair bands go, Faith No More like took the script and flipped it around and changed it and did whatever the fuck they wanted with it. And yet they were still considered hair metal. Like, it was kind of a weird thing. Yeah. But yeah, what was it? Around 1999, Slipknot and System of a Down came out and just completely changed everything for me. Like nu metal, I was like all about it, you know. And Tool, I started listening to Tool around that same time too. You like Faith No More? Yeah, Faith No More is really good. Disturbed, I can't remember when Disturbed came out, but Disturbed was another Chicago band. I remember, I think, yeah, because that was until like 2001 or 2002 that came out. And I heard of Disturbed because they were in a Battle of the Bands for a Chicago radio station, and I'm pretty sure that's how they got big. And same with Local H. That it was like, I think it was called Local 101, is what it was. Q101 Battle of the Bands, where they had local bands play off, and that's where Disturbed came from and Local H came from. Local H was first, like 97 or so, 96 or 97, Local H won. And then it was, I think it was 2001 or 2002 that Disturbed came from that. So I remember hearing Disturbed before they were well known. I didn't like go see them or anything like that, but they were on the local radio stations, local radio show kind of thing. But yeah, I wasn't huge into Disturbed. Like, I remember when they came out, all of my friends were really into them, and I was like, yeah, it's pretty cool. You know, I was also like into Stain until like until they did that song that was really slow. I'm on the outside, and I kind of liked it when it came out, but I got really sick of it, like really quick. And then it just felt so depressing. Like, their first album was all like metal and fast and like energetic, and everything after was just so like, man, this guy sounds really sad. Them doing the song Sound of Silence is amazing. I don't know if I've ever heard that. Like, I know the shit, what am I? The Simon Garfunkel. I don't know why I couldn't think of that. I know the Simon and Garfunkel song well. I'm a big fan of Simon and Garfunkel, to be honest. I've got a whole bunch of their vinyls in my collection. They're all scratched and old, but they were like, you know, at most $1 per vinyl. But I couldn't see it that cheap and not pick it up. I have at least 3 of their albums. But yeah, speaking of covers, Marilyn Manson did some really good covers. I Put a Spell on You. That was on the Lost Highway soundtrack. Painted Love. Highway to Hell. I'm sure there's more. Sweet Dreams, obviously. Although, Sweet Dreams, I feel like the original's better. But yeah, I definitely got into Marilyn Manson for his first 2 albums. Or, I say first 2. Up until Mechanical Animals, I was into him, but I didn't know about his earlier stuff until later. So, like, I bought Antichrist Superstar, and that's when I first heard Marilyn Manson, but he had already had, like, 2 or 3 albums before that I didn't know about until afterwards, which were all good. Yeah, Eurythmics version is better, I believe. Yeah, I agree. Annie Lennox is an amazing singer. I don't know her by name, but yeah. She's quite good. When I was in college, I worked on a stop motion animation as a music video for Sweet Dreams. The Marilyn Manson version, though. I do not have it anymore, unfortunately. I don't know, maybe it's still on a hard drive somewhere, but I kind of doubt it. Maybe I burned it onto a DVD. That was the thing. I still have all of my DVDs. I don't know if they work anymore, but I used to burn data on the DVDs because I couldn't afford a hard drive. Why am I fighting these easy fish? I guess they're quick. I could kill them in one hit. Well, that one didn't die in one hit. But getting closer to killing it in one hit. The beard fish, that number 2 there, is the easiest fish in the game. I can definitely kill that one in one hit. Alright, where are we at levels? Level 35, almost to level 36. So if this was the demo mode, I would probably be ready to beat the first boss and finish the demo at this point. But I did make the demo a little bit easier, so that way people wouldn't feel like they had to spend a whole bunch of time playing the demo. Also, if you like beat the demo, you'll have to play that again if you buy the regular game, so I didn't want to like waste too much people's time or anything like that. Leveled up. Oop, that's not the button I wanted. I'm just gonna get these. Should be able to one-shot this guy now. Exactly, 40 exactly. Another spike. A singular
Here's
beard fish.
Sub-Zero! Now, Plane Zero!
Now, Plane Zero. I still haven't seen the remake of Running Man. I kind of doubt that it's going to be anywhere close to as good as the Schwarzenegger one. I kind of have a soft spot for Schwarzenegger films from the 80s and 90s. It's really good. Is it? Is it better than the Schwarzenegger version? Because I don't think that could be possible. But if you're saying that it's good, I should probably check it out. It's different. I see. Yeah, I kind of assumed it would have to be. But I still love the Schwarzenegger film. Also, I was really into Smash TV. Follows the book more. Interesting. I never read the book. Was the book by the same... Oh, it was by Stephen King, wasn't it? Except under a pen name? Isn't that what it was? Yeah, okay. Yeah, that kind of blew my mind. Richard Bachman. That kind of blew my mind when I heard about that, because, like, obviously Stephen King is a good author. Like, I mean, not all of his books are amazing, but to be able to write that many, like, bestsellers or whatever, like, he's clearly very good at what he does. But he had kind of, like, pigeonholed himself into, like, horror. So, like, for him to just, like, go out and write under a pen name and do something that was that phenomenal, like, it kind of, like, proves the point that he's, like, really good at what he does, you know, and not just as a horror author. But yeah, I never really read a whole lot of Stephen King, to be honest. It's not an author that I got really into. I got really into Philip K. Dick. Probably about, I don't know, 11 or 12 years ago, 13 years ago, I started getting really into Philip K. Dick. And I'm still really into Philip K. Dick. Like, I've been slowly but surely reading this anthology of short stories by Dick, and they're fucking phenomenal. There was one I was reading called King of the Elves that later I learned was actually gonna get adapted by Disney by Dick. Yeah, no, Dick is literally one of my favorite authors. And he made so many books that were adapted into films that everyone knows. It's fucking crazy. Right? Like Blade Runner, obviously. Everyone knows Blade Runner. That was a Philip K. Dick novel, or short story. Was it a novel? I don't know. I never actually read that one. Called Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep? But yeah, then there was also A Scanner Darkly, which was a great film. Winona Ryder and Keanu Reeves are in it. It's animated in this really unique style, similar to what the hell is the name of that one? Waking Life. They kind of perfected the animation style of Waking Life. Total Recall. I'm trying to remember the name of the short story. It was like We Can Remember It Wholesale or something. We Can Remember It For You Wholesale. Something like that. There was Paycheck and Next, which were both decent films, but they didn't do very well. Screamers, the Screamers franchise came from a short story, which was actually really good, called The Third Kind, I think. Or The First Kind? I forget. It was good though. I've read The Shining, Christine, Misery, Cycle of the Wolf, Cell, Dead Zone, and It. Yeah, I haven't read any of those. The Fourth Kind? Isn't that the Spielberg? Wait, who wrote Close Encounters of the Fourth Kind? Or was it the Third Kind? I don't know. It's a different thing. See any of the movies? I grew up with Christine on beta. I barely remember it though. I recently watched Misery. Actually, Lot Lizard told me to watch Misery, so I watched I watched Misery. The Shining, obviously, I've seen that. I've never heard of Cycle of the Wolf. Cell, I saw a movie called The Cell. Is that the same Cell? I never saw it. You lurking, Larry? Oh no, excuse me. I'm sleepy. What I say can't be trusted. Yeah, The Cell. Okay, yeah, I did see The Cell. I didn't realize that was a Stephen King adaptation. Cycle of the Wolf movie is called Silver Bullet. I didn't see that. I saw Werewolf in London. Find the Overlord. I found him. He's right there. So we only have 179 health, so we might not survive this battle, but it saves automatically. That's a good one. Werewolf in London, dude, I love Werewolf in London. My dad had it on Laserdisc, but also we had it on beta when I was growing up. I'm gonna attack the tentacles first. Hey, we got a crit, nice. Yeah, I feel like I should rewatch Christine, because I remember being scared shitless of it when I was a kid. What was that one where there was like a car? I'm confused. Wait, what happened there? Why did it just kill both tentacles? That was a bug. Wait, Christine was the car one? Was there two car ones? Maybe I'm thinking of something else. Carrie? No, that was the one with the blood. Although I don't think I ever saw that one, but I know of it. What about the Langoliers? I saw the Langoliers. I actually enjoyed the Langoliers. Hey, I beat it. But I think I cheated somehow. I'm gonna take a note of that one. Did Stephen King write Firestarter? Because I read that. Yeah, okay, yeah, I read Firestarter in junior high. I think 6th grade I read that. And it took me like a long time to read it. And I got kind of bored with it, to be honest. It was a really long book. And look, I changed the colors for this level. I remember hearing about The Stand, but I never saw I never read the book or saw the film. I think there was a film made of The Stand. Thinner, same thing. I remember hearing about it a lot, never actually saw it. Stigmata scared you as a kid, Lot Lizard? That was a freaky one. Yeah, sorry I missed that earlier. I loved Stigmata when I was a kid. I was really into all of those. Stigmata, The Ninth Gate, even End of Days. And, what was the one with, Keanu Reeves? Wasn't he in one of those? I liked Underworld, but that was kind of like vampires and not really demons. Vampires and werewolves, right? Constantine, yeah, Constantine, that was the one. Glad you remember that, because I would have never remembered that, but I liked it. I liked Constantine. I think Ninth Gate was like the most interesting as an adult, but like it wasn't really as like actiony as the other ones for like kids kind of thing. That's a DC character, love that one. Yeah, that's interesting that it's a DC character, because it wasn't really portrayed like a superhero in the film. Speaking of comics, and we were talking about Revolution X, the original title was actually going to be Generation X, but that's a comic, so they almost got sued over it, or maybe they did get sued over it, I don't really remember. So they changed the name to Revolution X. So yeah, I changed the background image, or at least this top part, and then the colors for the new level. New fish for each level. New music for each level.
Here's an old Talaxian song my mother used to sing me as a child. I'm gonna sing it to you every day from now on. It goes,
It goes, But yeah, Latlaza, you said you love that one, Constantine. Yeah, it was a good one. I went to the theater and saw that one. Oh, I missed. Yes. Yeah, honestly, I really liked the first Matrix movie. The second and third, not so much. But the first one I really enjoyed. I remember being kind of blown away by it when I saw it. It was at like 1999, 2000. But it's funny, there's a movie that's even better. And maybe it wouldn't have been as much of a blockbuster, but it came out around the same time as The Matrix, and The Matrix just like completely stole its thunder. It's called The 13th Floor, and it's a really good film. It's kind of got like a noir vibe to it. But it's basically like simulation theory, where, you know, like, if we're capable of creating a simulation, like, that's like just like life, then like that simulation would also be capable of creating a simulation that's just like life, and therefore maybe we're a simulation. But it's presented in a really cool way. They did a really cool job with that. But honestly, when it came out, I don't even remember seeing any previews for it. No one talked about it. Oculus I Love. What's that? What's Oculus I Love? A movie. Oculus. I've never heard of it. I know about the headset. Tell us more, Lot Lizard. The Collector. Is that a different movie? Yup. But you didn't tell me about the first one. Do I need to look this up? Oh, I can't believe it's already 1:45. But I guess we beat that first level pretty quickly. I do think that it cheated on the tentacle. Doesn't surprise me that there's a bug. Too much to type. Okay, I'll just have to remember and look it up. I forget that you're playing games. Gotta get those super credits. You clocked out? Not anymore? Uh-oh. I'm getting my ass kicked here. I think we're gonna need to brace. How's your boat? My boat? I don't know what you mean. I don't own a boat. You don't anymore. I'm so confused, Lot Lizard. Oh god. You're being vague. I sank it right. Oh, you mean in Sea of Thieves? But the boat respawns. Not like it's gone for good. Duh. Lot Lizard, this happened months ago. You expect me to remember? I thought you were talking about the boat in this game. It's a joke. Yes. I thought you were talking about this boat. And some other boat. You leveled up. Uh-oh. That last battle was tough, and now we got this one. Might be wise to just run away. You like The Crow, right? I mean, I haven't seen it in a long time, but I loved it when I was a kid. That was one that I had on VHS that I remember buying with my own money because I liked it so much. Like, a lot of the times, my mom would just buy films, you know, because, like, she did, like, daycare, and, like, you know, everyone was gonna watch the movies. But The Crow, she wasn't so certain of, like, letting anyone else watch that. I think I ended up watching it with some of the daycare kids, though, because it's really not that bad of a film. It's not. I mean, there is, like, gun violence and stuff like that, and some violence, but not nearly as much as, like, you would think, just, like, looking at the cover or whatever. I need help. Can I make it? I get... Oh, they're gonna crit me. I need to crit them is what I need to do. Oh, jeez. I didn't really like the second Crow film. Also, there was a TV series that I never got into either. I'm gonna die. I need to just go. I don't even know where the next save spot is. Oh, it's right there. Sweet. I'm out of here. That last one kicked my ass. Did I just go in a fucking circle? I did. I think I took a wrong turn. Is it one song the whole game? No. The song has been changing. I'm gonna head to bed. It's almost 3 a.m. Good night. Well, thank you for hanging out, Queen Veronica. It's always good to see you here. And I hope you sleep well. Wake up feeling well rested. Take care. Yeah, I don't know how much longer I'm gonna be going either. It is 2 a.m. here. Past my bedtime. but I'm working, so that's good. This is work for me. Pac-Man. Pac-Man is such a good game. There was that Pac-Man 99 game for Nintendo Switch. That was kind of fun, but they took it down. This is different music too. But yeah, there was this game kind of similar that was the Mario 35 on Nintendo Switch. That was such a good game. I was like fucking addicted to that shit. I would like come home from work and just play that for hours. And then they took it down and I was like, what the fuck? Why would you do that? The Indie Maniac, welcome in. Hope you're having a good night. Thank you for the shame. Did you hear the fish fart as well? The fish farted with you. How was Butcher's Creek? Everyone should check out the Indie Maniac, by the way. Awesome streamer. I was lurking, but I didn't catch too much because I was playing Hold Fast with Indiana and testing this afterwards. I have an idea for a PNG, then just not sure if it will be done sooner or later. Too busy watching Lottie. I was not watching you. I'm not sure what you mean, Animaniac. If you have an idea, if you're not sure the idea would be done sooner or later, or if you're not sure that I would finish it sooner or later. Because I could do it pretty quick. But if you're not done figuring out the idea, I get it. But last time we chatted, you were saying that you weren't sure if you wanted to spend the money on it. Might be trying to save money for a little bit is all. Ah, I gotcha. Ias, welcome in with the beard fish. How you doing, Ias? Is it morning for you, Ias? But yeah, Indie Maniac, you can take your time, you know? My ideas are a fishing one and a Valentine's Day one so far, but it can wait for now. Right on. I'm doing about as good as that beard fish. Well, glad you're doing well. Valentine's Day. You're not a fan of Valentine's Day? a wild shoot it. So for the Valentine's Day one, are you thinking like what, Hard Eyes or something like that? I've never been a fan either. It bothers me when relationships needed mandated holidays in order to have care expressed. Yeah, it's a bit of a Hallmark holiday, huh? I feel like, you know, it's different for everyone, right? I have 2 ooh emotes for an example already. Is that what that emote is? So you want to do a ooh face for Valentine's Day? I've known too many couples who ignore each other all year until the husband makes that token effort and it resets. I couldn't live like that. Well, it's important to keep in mind that every relationship's different, right? It's really easy to like, kind of like, I don't know, maybe pigeonhole's not the right word, but I can't think of a better term for it. Like, from the outside, everything looks kind of stereotypical, but when you're in the actual relationship, the dynamic is different for each person that you're with, right? So, some relationships, all you gotta do for Valentine's Day is like, you know, show that you're, you know, that you care. Take them out to dinner, maybe draw them a picture, something like that. And then other relationships, they want fucking jewelry. And if they don't have fucking jewelry, then they don't think you care. And like, it depends on the people, you know? Some people are okay with like saving up to drop fucking money on jewelry. Or, you know, other people are okay just like, all right, let's just split dinner, and because that'll be my gift to you and your gift to me, kind of thing. Like, it depends on the relationship. Everyone's different, but society does put some strange expectations on it. I think people kind of lean into that. People like to, I mean, to generalize people, of course, which you should never really do, but like, people in general like to receive gifts, and Hallmark kind of like knows that. You know, normal people will jump at the opportunity to accept the gift. So like, yeah, you know. Indie Maniac, you're just single. Single sucks for it. It's extremely easy to judge from an external. I just can't fathom traditional 1950s style relationships. You're right that there's some couples that can appear distant but actually aren't. But when you're seeing them argue and demand gifts as recompense, there's not really any question in my mind. Social media holiday. Me and my boyfriend trade jobs, and we don't do certain things the other does. People might find it weird that I won't handle dishes much, and he won't clean the bathroom, but to us, that's a fair trade. So I do understand you just get annoyed by it. Don't blame you. So, I mean, again, social media, some relationships, both people don't use social media. You know what I mean? Then other people, like, someone's like all about social media and the other person's not, but they both have to take a picture for social media day, kind of thing. Like, you know, and then there's others where like both of them are like all about social media. So I mean, there's dynamic. There's always going to be differences in how people deal with this kind of stuff. But yeah, remember Valentine's Day before social media was a thing. So I haven't been in that many relationships since Valentine's Day has been a thing, to be honest. Well, or maybe, you know, honestly, I just don't think I ever really worried about it like that. And maybe that's why the relationships didn't last. I'm never the type of person to be like, oh, I gotta get her something really good for this day. Make sure she's got something to share on social media. I don't think in terms of that ever. So I don't know. I usually don't end up in a relationship with someone that's like that. Oh yeah, we look divorced online, LMAO. We're both all about social media, but I'm here on Twitch and he's a Facebook boomer. He's 35. You no way. You do have to become concerned to a certain extent. Like, there is a healthy level of worry. I don't know. Like, that's probably why I'm single. Because I just kind of assume that everyone's gonna do what they want to do anyways. Like, if I'm gonna like worry like, oh, this person's gonna cheat on me, I gotta do this so they don't cheat on me, it's like, might as well just like let them cheat on me, because that's what they're gonna do anyways, and I might as well just like, you know, leave the relationship and, you know, start looking for someone that's not gonna cheat on me, kind of thing, you know what I mean? I don't think like not giving a gift on Valentine's Day is like giving them reason to cheat, kind of thing, you know what I mean? I don't know. I'm divorced and look divorced online. LOL. I don't know though, because you'll find the rare person who will absolutely want a detached partner. I mean, I'm not a detached partner, I just don't care about social media or about like presentation or like appearances, right? Like, I will make sure that the person knows that I care, and I will do the things that I feel like, you know, they need, but I'm not gonna do it in a way that everyone else can see it. Like, that's not my job. I don't know. I feel like that kind of like cheapens it if you're gonna be like, oh, and this is for appearances, like, you know, like, who are you doing it for then? Is it so you look good? Right? I don't know. Kind of seems ridiculous to me. Cheating is different. Dynamics of care and understanding are what I'm talking about here. Being concerned about them being upset, but not chasing them if they're being a child. Yeah, fair. This is a mega deep topic. It's hard to convey a text. Yeah, via text. Oh, if you're being as emotionally available as you can for them, then you're doing fine. I agree, don't want things broadcast. My sister tells you how much she spent on gifts. Yeah, like I said before, there's varieties of what people have, like, relationships, like their expectations, how they deal with things, what they, you know, do for their partner, what they think is acceptable to do for your partner and all that stuff. Everyone's gonna feel different about it. And I'm not saying that like I don't give a shit about my partners. That's not what I mean at all. I'm just saying, like, if they care about jewelry, like, we're probably not gonna last very long unless they're okay with me making the jewelry. Because I've made jewelry for exes of mine and they loved it. They were absolutely, they probably still wear the shit. You know what I mean? Oh, that nearly fucking killed me. That was rough. But yeah, like I said, like I'm more about like a DIY take on every holiday, right? I'm not gonna just sit there and spend money on someone. But there's also people that want that need that. If you don't spend money on them, then you don't care. A lot of it comes down to your conditioning and your upbringing and stuff like that. Hey, we leveled up. We don't die. Nice. Yeah, I don't think we disagree, by the way. I think there is just confusion in asymmetrical conversation. For sure. Yeah, no, I'm not taking it as an argument. Hello. Oh yeah, handmade gifts are where it's at, same. Right. I don't know. I've been in relationships with people where like appearances were really important to the other person, but they ended up cheating on me, and it's like, what was the point of the appearance? Was it just so they didn't look like they were cheating? Because that's the way it seems afterwards, you know what I mean? And now I'm a little bit weary about people that are like, you know, place all this importance on appearance, because like, to me that's not really that important. My mom is very performant and anxious, so she's like that, wants stuff bought. Yeah, that's weird to me, right? Like, I get that people are like that, but that's not a person that I would end up spending a whole lot of time with. We would probably either come to an understanding or not, you know what I mean? It's kind of binary. Lot Lizard says, I don't care about gifts. Rat Pack Digital, good morning. Good morning, it is 2 a.m. here. Like, the way I look at gifts is that they come in different forms, right? Just like being emotionally available and spending time, you know, being physically available are gifts. If you if you can appreciate them as gifts, then they are, you know? But like, if you can only appreciate something with a monetary value, something that you can show off to your friends, to your family, like that, like, I don't know. I feel like that's lacking creativity. Like, if you were gonna like feel bad about saying like, oh, my boyfriend didn't buy me jewelry this year, instead, you know, we spent all day doing the things that I wanted to do or whatever, you know, like things that we both wanted to do even, like, you know, or, you know, they made me something, or, you know, things of that nature. If you would feel like, if you feel like someone's going to like make fun of you or talk shit about you, or like feel like you're in a bad spot relationship wise because of that, then maybe you're just not able to communicate that information the right way, and maybe there's a deeper issue. You know what I mean? Because like, if you were really enjoying it, if you really felt like that was a gift that you can appreciate, then the appreciation would come through with whoever you're trying to like tell, you know what I mean? I don't know. It's kind of hard to explain. More, how you feeling? Feeling better, more at peace, you? Glad to hear that, Rat Pack. Or throw in your face after. Well, that's a thing that non-good relationships do. Yeah. Good, I'm glad I'm okay, better slept, but still stressed as fuck. Oh, don't be stressed. Yeah, that's proper spoiled child behavior, lol. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, well, like, it's a conditional thing for sure, because like some people grow up feeling like if they don't have any money spent on them, then they're no good. And not the way I was brought up. Let's just put it that way. I rarely ever had any money spent on me. And I still felt loved, you know? So, I don't know. And it's not like they didn't spend any money on me, you know? Like, I got video games and stuff like that, things that I actually cared about, art supplies, art lessons, you know, things that I fucking cared about for sure. But when it came to like stupid little gifts and stuff like that, I don't know, video games were about as stupid as they got. But I never really felt like that was stupid. So I don't know, maybe some people wouldn't feel like jewelry's stupid either, or clothes or whatever, but I don't know, everyone's different, you know? Rat Pack says, I just wish I had heating or electricity in my lab. So, NAS would work. No game dev file access. Oh jeez. For a lot of people, receiving money from their father is like the only expression of care they get, so you can kind of understand why they turned out fucked. But beyond 26-year-old, I lose patience with people. 26-year-old? I don't know. No. Yeah, that would be rough not having heat. Maybe like a space heater or something? Space heater and blanket is the current solution. I did that for a while. So I used to live at this cottage out in the woods, and it had heat for most of the time that I was there. But at one point I moved out, and over the winter the pipes froze. And so after the pipes froze, my dad stopped heating the place. Like, it was his cottage. It was actually his mom's cottage that he was taking care of and paying the taxes for. So after the pipes froze, he decided that, you know, there's no point in heating the house, right? And it was like $1,000 a fucking month in the winter to heat because it was propane, and it was super drafty, and like it was like not a great like situation. And I couldn't afford to pay $1,000 to fill the fucking propane tank every month in the winter. Granted, it was only like 4 months or so that you would need to do this, but like that's like $4,000 I didn't have, right? Anyways, I decided to move back in March because the snow melted, and I was like, oh, it's fucking warm out. And then as soon as I moved back in, it got fucking cold as hell again. So and the electricity still worked. So what I did was I had a tent, and I covered the tent with blankets, and then I put the space heater inside the tent with my desk and my computer. And I just did game dev from inside this tent with a space heater and blankets, and it was hilarious. That's hardcore. Inside the house, yes, inside the house. A tent inside the house with blankets over the tent, right? I basically made like a blanket igloo, and then the heater inside there, and it like the blankets help trap that heat inside there. That sounds like a good way to die of hypoxia. Wait, what the hell is hypoxia? I'll just chisel my game dev files out of rock. There you go. I mean, if it worked, it definitely worked, and it was like an oil space heater. So like, yeah. I'm vibing to your game music. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Lot Lizard thought it was all the same song. Yeah, no, the wild part was that I had a girlfriend who was also putting up with that Cryptic, welcome in. Hey, thanks for the sub. 1 year. That is crazy. 12 months in a row. Well, I very much appreciate that, Cryptic. How are you doing this morning? Are you working? To be fair, with the Game Boy instruments, it can be hard to tell where the tracks begin and end. It's true, and the way that I set them up, they're all kind of the same tempo too. There's a couple tracks that do like a half time, but for the most, they're all the same tempo. And I did that on purpose, so that way they blend in together a little bit. And they all kind of fit the same theme. But I wanted it to, whenever I make video game music, I kind of want it to sound like a DJ set. Same old meal. Yeah. Some give me anxiety. Oh, yeah, the music is, I mean, it's supposed to be like a spooky game and you're like fighting. There's definitely some anxiety written into the music here. There's like some little tricks that I did basically to like pinpoint that. I feel like I should be rushing around. Yeah. Also like your pixel tuber character, it's a vibe. Thank you, I appreciate that. You can actually turn me into one of the demon fish too. See, now I'm a demon fish. I tell him all the time if it's too loud for his games. Which fish? Which fish? Yeah. Hell yeah, I like the hat. I'm like hitting the button, but I'm not doing anything. Whoops. I need to click on the screen. Nice hat. Thank you for the hat, I appreciate it. That's weird that it didn't do the shout out earlier, but yeah, everyone should check out Cryptic's stream. Cryptic is a mod of mine. Awesome person, artist, game dev. They've been doing Blender, Unreal, what drawing software do you use? Cryptic, was that Clip Studio Paint you're using? Was that Krita? Aw, shucks. Oh, by the way, I got the web build mostly performant. I just have a mouse bug I probably won't have time to fix. Oh no! I just need to write a quick enemy spawner now because they're getting initialized before the next level are ready and just floating around blindly. What's Krita? Oh, that's a drawing app. It's spelled with a K, but you use Clip Studio Paint. Okay, yeah, Krita's free, but Clip Studio Paint is better. Krita is open source Clip Studio Paint, basically. I moved from Clip Studio Paint to Krita. Interesting. Yeah, I didn't like Krita, but I like Clip Studio. Rick has Audacity. I do. Actually, Audacity is free, so everyone could have Audacity. That's how I made that sound effect, was in Audacity. Well, I first made it in BFXR, and then and that one too. I put them into Audacity to help. Oh, I think Clip Studio sucked in comparison. Interesting. You don't see the appeal. I paid for it once, then used all the key redeems and gave up. I've heard of people having issues with the key redeems being used up. I love Clip Studio so versatile for my needs. Honestly, I love Clip Studio as well. So Clip Studio sucks. I know some great artists who use it, like Void Brush. I honestly, personally, I think Clip Studio Paint is much better than Krita. It says Krita's flow is way better, so much faster access to color and brush settings. No, it's not for me though. Lord's Bloof, welcome in. Hope you're doing well. I don't know. I just use Aseprite. Aseprite's amazing. If you can use Aseprite, then use Aseprite, right? But if you're trying to do like illustrations and stuff, Aseprite doesn't really work for that. I'm good. How are you? I'm doing good. Aseprite's greater than all. Yeah, Aseprite is the GOAT, but at the same time, it can't do vector art. It can't do illustrations. There's things that it can't do. But Clip Studio has a lot of functionality in it. I bet I could if I really tried. You could do vector art in Aseprite? Yeah, I don't think so. Hey, thank you for the follow. Oh, looks like we reached a follower goal. 420. That's the best follower goal. Clip Studio Paint, you can customize everything. I have my layout with colors and settings out in front. I haven't gone into the customizing stuff, but I've been learning it little by little, just kind of chipping away at it. Fair Krita, you can too, but I didn't have to. Does Krita do? Oh, and thanks for checking in, Amgen. Can I call you Amgen? Thank you for checking in though. It was how I wanted it by default, besides a few menu placements. Plus connect to PC and you can use quick keys. So nice. So with Krita, I had the issue of the canvas constantly accidentally being rotated, and it was like a big pain in the butt for me to like remember how to rotate it back. Because something about the keyboard shortcuts, I was always accidentally rotating it, and I never rotate canvases. Like even when I'm like painting a real canvas, I never rotate the canvas. That's just not something I do. So like, to me that's just super unintuitive. But I see people online rotating the canvas all the time, so maybe it's like it's a thing. Amine, okay. Nice. Thank you for explaining that. But welcome in, Amine. I rotate them sometimes when I can't rotate the tablet. Yeah, I don't rotate the tablet either. If anything, I rotate my wrist a little bit, but yeah, I don't know. I kind of use my arm a lot. Like, use the whole arm. I think I'm going the wrong way also. Just to be able to pull a curve. I have a lot of lines banked. I'm not that gestural. I wish I could paint like that. The whole arm. Yeah! Paint with the arm rather than the wrist, right? You get more fluid stroke. You kind of need a bigger canvas for that. Like, I use a 22-inch XP pen, which kind of allows for that. My canvas never stays still. Gotta have the correct angles. Yeah, personally, I never got into the whole rotating canvas, but I kept accidentally doing it in Krita, and that was a big pain in my butt. Like, how does this always happen? What am I doing wrong? What haven't I done yet? Did that one, I did that one, did that one. That one, I need to go there. Where am I? I'm all the way up there. I need to go there, there. Alright. To be honest, if you were using an A5 Wacom, you might be rotating more. I don't know what an A5 is, but I do have a smaller Wacom, Intuos Pen and Touch. Which, again, I never really needed to rotate. On a big display tablet, there's no need. Honestly, when the smaller one, A5 paper size, oh god, are those standards different in US? Oh, I don't know. Mine's smaller than that. I haven't measured it, but I think it's like 7 or 8. I think it's 7 by 8 or something like that. I don't know. 7 by 9 maybe. When I rotate the tablet, my brain is like, what the fuck is going on? It needs to be straight. Someone clip that. There's a command to clip it. If you just do the explanation, clip that. I haven't measured it, but it's about 7 or 8. Oh. I think it's 7 by 8. I don't know. I could look it up. It's an Intuos Pen and Touch. Intuos Pen and Touch small. This one. So it's pretty small. But I don't really use it that much. It's great for like being on the go. Like if I'm like on a road trip or like flying somewhere, I'll bring that rather than like my whole XP pen. Yeah, it's 8.25 by 6.9. So I was right. It is about 7 by 8 inches. I know you're making a joke out of it, but I was accurate. I was pretty accurate. Home Hill, haha. It's the newer version of mine. It's small, but perfectly formed. Home Hill. I was listening, just caught me off guard. Wait, yours is newer than mine? How old is yours? Cause I bought mine like fucking 12 years ago. Yours is old as fuck? Damn. Yours is older than 12? Yours is newer, I swear. Well, I had one that was even older. Last time I looked for images online, I had trouble finding them. I did find one eventually, but it would take me a minute. It might be worth it. Of course, I gotta turn off the sound to do it. Let's look at old Wacoms. This one, right? Yeah, Graphire 4. This is the exact one, the same color and everything. This was my first Wacom. It's funny because it's $20. It was like $90. But yeah, this little square here is the size of the tablet. You can't use this out here. And you need this plastic sheet. It comes off, but you need it to be on there in order for it to work properly. But you can put an image there and trace it if you wanted to. You could like open it up, put a printed piece of thing there and trace it if you wanted to. But you'd have to like make sure you don't move the canvas at all. It wasn't a very good idea. What I did was I put like pictures in there for a little bit, but I ended up taking them out because it's kind of stupid looking. Maybe, oh, I don't know. Yeah, my sister's got my original Wacom. It's probably better than this one, to be honest. I'm not buying Wacom again though. I want a big ass Huion. Consider getting 15-inch Huion and printing a tray to mount under the desk, so it just pulls out and pivots towards me. Oh no. I have like this weird system holding mine. I have an air desk. I have like 3 air desks. So this is it. I have an air desk. I have 3 air desks, and one of them has like an arm with a, see how this one has like an arm? I have one that has an arm that holds my tablet. Oh, and there's an ad. Sorry for those of you stuck in the ad. But yeah, I love the things, but like they wobble, so like I can't really recommend it. Yeah, my tablet looks kind of like this, except it's bigger because it's 22 inches. It like comes all the way up to fucking here. But yeah, it's nice because I can stand and use it. Is this the part where you call something weird and it's actually incredibly efficient and well thought out? No, it's really weird. See this base on the bottom? Like, if you go to the website, you'll see how fucking weird it is. Look at how old this website is. And like how like it's so ergonomic. This person's using her computer on the couch. Like how fucking ergonomic is that? But it is actually really useful for shit like that. OMG, I didn't realize they were that big. Wait, what? This? Oh yeah, no, it's like this weight on the bottom is like fucking 50 pounds. Or maybe it's only 25, but they make it so you can double stack them, which you kind of need to do, especially on carpet, because like putting any amount of weight on the damn thing makes it fucking move back and forth, like it wobbles and shit. But also I have like a really tall one. See how they make them really tall? I have a really tall one. So I've got like a monitor here. I drew my setup at one point. Welcome back from the ads. If you're back. Here's my desk setup. So now that you know what an air desk is, this TV is actually not there anymore. But this is my desk setup. So I've got like this, I've actually got 2 TV trays now. That's my chair. This is an old CPU. This is like my Switch, I think. I've got a Nintendo Switch there. So this is my tablet. Here's my microphone. I've got a vertical monitor. It's not as long as it's not like it's like a regular 16 by 9. And then this one, another 16 by 9. This one is a weird monitor. It's not square, but it doesn't feel like 16 by 9. I don't know what fucking size it is. It's weird. And then I've got a laptop, and then I've got my MIDI controller underneath the laptop. And this one here, it just has my mouse on it because I put the most weight on it, and I don't want things wobbling. So like, yeah, I can have my arm on this and not have to worry about things shaking back and forth. When I type, I kind of have to steady things while I type and type really lightly. Sorry, I'm gonna turn on music while we chat about this. Too quiet. I could use a bit of a device tower for my desk. I'm making like zero use of the vertical space. I'm rebuilding a desk later this year anyways, so probably no point in investing until I figure it out. I want a new desk. I think I'll just get a bunch of hardwood and brackets and just mount a giant shelf across the whole wall for me and boyfriend this chair. We're currently sharing an L desk and it's not great. Oh yeah, that doesn't sound great. Honestly, that looks really refreshing. How the hell is your laptop driving all of those monitors? Oh, it's not. There's this one too. This one so this one and this one are on the CPU, like the tower, and then the laptop is this one and that one. I'm sharing an L desk with my girlfriend too. Oh wow, yeah. Honestly, sharing an L desk does not sound fun. I would love to have an L desk, but it would need to be like a sit stand, and those get kind of pricey. At least when I was buying desks, the only ones that they had were kind of pricey. And then the other thing is that they're not like really mobile. Like moving with one would be really hard, and I knew I was going to be moving, so like I wanted to get something that I could move with easily. And what's nice about these is that, first of all, these things are almost entirely flat. Like they've got like a little nodule that like holds this pipe, but they're pretty much flat. They have handles too, and then these things come off, and everything is modular. So all of these arms, they all come off, and they're all either really flat and long, or they're all really long or really flat. So like, I literally could, and it's like I could fit pretty much everything I need on one if I just wanted to use my laptop. So I just, like, when I went to stay with my buddy in Arizona over the summer for like a week or so, I wanted to still get work done, and I didn't know if like my client was going to need anything or anything like that over the summer. So I brought my laptop, I brought a shelf for the keyboard, I brought a shelf for the thing, and I brought a second monitor because fuck working on one monitor, right? And I just brought one of these smaller ones with the base, and that was all I needed, right? I didn't bring a chair. I knew that my friend had an exercise ball, so I just used that. I'm pretty comfortable on an exercise ball using that as a chair. And yeah, I brought my little Wacom also, because that just like fits in the laptop case. And then I travel, I just threw it in my car. It's like it wasn't even there, I mean, these things are kind of heavy, but I brought like a little beer koozie to hold on the handle so it doesn't like fucking cut into my hand while I'm carrying it, because it's like fucking 50 pounds or some shit. Like, you could literally kill someone with one of these things. Like, you could smash their skull with one of these things. That's how fucking heavy they are. It's fucking crazy. You just buy an 8-foot folding table, easy desk. I have one of those too, Cryptic. In fact, I've used a folding desk or a folding table as a desk for a long time. Yeah. But eventually I said, you know what, I need a fucking sit stand, and I'm gonna do it for cheap. And honestly, it was probably about $700 for all this stuff, which isn't crazy cheap, but the mobility factor of it was really what I was looking for, because I knew I was gonna move. I wanted to be able to fucking take portions of it. Also, I wanted to eventually, I want to get a drum set. And I want to be able to put the laptop behind the drum set, so that way I could like use triggers and all that shit. That was actually the reason why I found this air desk, was because I had like a drum trigger that I wanted like a laptop at the desk. I love you and leave you, Rick, before my blood sugar plummets to the point I can't get up. Okay, yeah, go get your food. Sorry I didn't read that sooner. Yeah, knowing you need to move screws everything. Yeah, definitely. I currently don't have the room for my second monitor on the L desk. I do have a separate study with a lot of room for streaming and my VR play space, but it's currently without electricity. It's like below zero there. Oh, that sounds terrible. I hope that gets better for you. I'll send you a photo of my mess later. Right on, right on. That's a crazy system, but effective. Please do. LMAO. Lot Lizard said, I'm learning so much. I missed that part earlier. But yeah, I like the setup. It's just a little bit awkward because it wobbles. I think some people that would be a deal breaker for. Other people probably just wouldn't want to use the website. But yeah, they're not like super cheap. You can see the prices. This is like, I have 2 of these. Although I guess they're more like this one. I have 2 of these, but they all have different modular parts. So like, I basically customized the order. I want a drum set. Yeah, you and me both, Lot Lizard. I actually have a drum trigger, like I said. What the fuck is it called? I have one of these. And it's super outdated now. But there's one that's even older that needed a brain box. This one just plugs in USB. But yeah, it's not super great. This is the software it uses. It's like really bad. It looks cool on the bottom. Mine's purple. But what's interesting about it is that it's got these concentric rings. Oh, you can see it in this. You can program these rings. It's actually got 128 rings that you can section off into different things, and you can put different sounds in it. And it also has 128 different levels of sensitivity. So like how hard you hit it and where you hit it makes the sound different, and you can program all of that stuff. So you could make it sound like a super realistic snare, or you could make it sound like a fucking drum set, which is pretty cool. You can actually play it. You can be like, this is a kick, this is a snare, and this is a cymbal. Cryptic, thank you for gifting that sub to Rat Pack. Really appreciate that. And like, clearly you can't just like make this work as a drum set, but you could definitely do something in post. And look, you can have all of these different rings set up. And you can, like I said, you can make it so like from the outer ring to the inner ring is like changes the sound, as well as how hard you hit it changes the sound. By like a fuckload of different parameters. But yeah, Danny Carey from Tool is the person who made them. So you can see he has a fuck ton of them because he fucking made them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them. But yeah, he wanted something that he could like use as a tabla and like a gong. Or no, he actually has a gong that he uses. He's got some. There's like pretty much any strange percussion you hear on Tool, ever since Lateralis has been done on the Mandala drum trigger. All right, back to the game. I have to get going making voice lines. Have a good stream. Okay, Cryptic, have a great voice session. Appreciate you dropping in. Thank you so much for those gift subs. Or for subbing and for the gift sub. A whole year, yeah, that's crazy. But yeah, I don't know how much longer I'm gonna go here. It's already like 3 AM. I should probably wind down, to be honest. I really want to eat the boss though, so let's do that first. I think this is the last location. Yep, 7 of 7. Find the Underlord. So the name of this fish is kind of funny. Seagoat Games was talking about how the software tiled his cheeks, is how he referred to it as. So I named this fish Cheeks. And it farts when you kill it. Now, I think the boss is over here somewhere. Yep, okay, so we're pretty close to it. Let's kill him. Oh, we needed 20 more XP. Alright, let's do that before we fight this guy. We want to have full health. Perfect. There it is, level up. Alright, game saved. Prepare yourselves. Alright, if we die, we'll just deal with it. We're gonna cast at the first one and see if it kills both arms again. We got a crit. That's nice. Moment of truth, here it comes. Is it gonna kill both arms? 'Cause if it does, that's bad. Oh, also, I'm about to fucking die. Well, it didn't kill it, but it's gonna kill me. There it is. Should we try it again? Alright, we'll try it again. It's still not 3 in the morning yet. Alright, so this time we're gonna brace. And of course we get critted right away. But we didn't take as much damage as we would have had we not braced. So we're gonna brace again. Even though they did damage to us and we did no damage to them. And they critted us again. We're not getting very far this way. Another fucking crit, jeez. Oh my gosh, that's 4 for 4. Oh my god, that's 5 for 4. I don't think it's gonna happen. Well, we didn't get hurt that time. But we're gonna get hurt this time. And we're dead. Alright, so what level are we at? Level 65? Not leveled enough. Anyways, thanks again everyone for hanging out. Lot Lizard, oh no! We didn't survive. We made it about halfway through the game though. If we would have beaten this guy, that would be like the halfway point of the game. Granted, it's not exactly halfway because each level gets a little bit harder to beat, which is probably why we weren't able to beat this one, because I kind of rushed through and grabbed the locations and didn't like grind like I did on that first level. And I imagine the grinding is more intense for each level. I haven't actually played through the full game yet. That's kind of what we were doing today. There are a couple bugs that we came across. Obviously, boss 1, killing the left tentacle killed the right tentacle as well. That's an issue I'm gonna have to fix. And then one of the fish tiles was a little weird, but that's not a big issue. Not really gonna affect the gameplay at all. The tentacle, on the other hand, that was a cheap win. But yeah. It was actually cutting it pretty close had I not, so that's probably another reason why this battle is so difficult. Alright. But it is time to wind down. I'm going to look for someone to raid. It is like 3 in the morning. So I think I'm just going to go to a usual raid target and probably not spend too much time there either, unfortunately. Well, I'm torn. We could go to Quelm or Breezy V is also making music in FL Studio. And I like music. So maybe we should, because we do raid Quelm pretty often. I don't think I've raided Bree before. I could be wrong. But yeah, let's raid Bree, and I'm sure we'll raid Quelm another time. We've got a raid message. If you want to use that, feel free. But yeah, thanks again, everyone. Cryptic, I really appreciate those subs. Everyone who hung out, Indiana Crones obviously for playing games with me, Bot Lizard for always being here, Ayas for always hanging out, Rat Pack for dropping in, for the new follow, Amine, I believe. Appreciate that. And yeah, everyone super cool. Lord Sploof for dropping in. Indie Maniac for farting. Coming in and farting around. I appreciate that. Yeah, everyone's super cool, so thank you. And have a wonderful night. We're gonna raid out. Take care. Bye, everyone.
Crunchy enough. I mean, like a different kind of crunch that I'm thinking. Category 3, drop my food on the floor. Oh no, toy girly. Also, hi Rick. Welcome in.